Yo, what's good, fam? Welcome to P&P. It is your boy Rashad, one half of P&P, and today we have another entry into the Sauna Walk series, and this time we got Donte Jackson, okay? Now, before we get into this, make sure that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments, let me know what's good. We on the way to 15,000 subscribers. We got about 750 something oddish people to go. So hit that subscribe button, help the channel out, and help me out. Help us get that silver plaque for getting 100K subs. Let's get there as soon as possible. Trying to get to 50K by the end of the year. So hit that sub button and help your boys out. Now, before we get into Donte Jackson as well, I must address the Haason Reddick video that I dropped yesterday. There's a lot of people that seem to keep saying that we can't afford players and he's going to cost us too much. He's going to make 15 to 16 to whatever to $18 million per year. Yes, you would be correct if that's how contracts actually worked. Unfortunately, that's not how contract structure works. You can structure a deal to where the bulk of the money is later in the contract. You can push the money down the road and make his cap hit small up front. Now that's how real contracts, that's how real GMs work. I know at Carolina we haven't seen a real GM go to work, but I've seen Scott Fitterer, some of his contract structures, and he knows what he's doing. Now I want you to answer this. Before I get into Donte Jackson, I want to answer this question in the chat. If we were able to get Haason Reddick for a cap hit of $5 million in 2021, would you take it? Yes or no? I'll wait for those answers in the comment section. All right. Now let's go ahead and get into Donte Jackson. All right. Now before we get into this, man, let me make sure I reintroduce the Sauna Walk series and how this operates, just in case this is your first time watching P&P in this particular series. All right. So we go over 5 pieces of criteria and we make our determination on whether a player should be re-signed or we should let that player walk. So we go over age, position of value, durability, asking price, how much could he make out on the open market, and is his production replaceable? How easily can we replace said player's production? All right. Now let's talk about Donte Jackson for a second. We know Donte Jackson was drafted and his first season was in 2018. Had an up and down career with the Carolina Panthers, battled injuries a lot. If you look at the PFF scores, his highest grade was a 70, which is not bad, and that was in 2020. Outside of that particular season, his highest grade was a 65, okay? And that was his rookie season. Since then, he had, in 2018, his rookie season, 65, 2019, a grade of 55.6, 2020, a grade of 70.4, and then in 2021, he finished with a grade of 61.3, all right? Now, let's go ahead and talk about these different aspects of Sauna Walk. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, Donte Jackson is only 26 years old. I mean, that's a perfect age. It's a perfect age. If I were looking to re-sign a player, it's a great age for Donte Jackson because he could potentially get paid 2 more contracts. He can get paid right before right at 30 and at 26, obviously getting hitting his first contract right now. So he could definitely, his age is great. And if it was just based off of age, we would absolutely re-sign Donte Jackson. Let's move on to the next piece of criteria. That's position of value. Position of value. Yes, cornerbacks are a very, very valuable position. As this league becomes a passing league, cornerbacks are coming more and more valuable. You can see the Carolina Panthers continue to invest in the cornerback position. So yes, the quarterback position is very valuable. It impacts the quarterback directly. The quarterback can't complete a pass if you have very, very good cornerbacks. And so yes, that checks that box. Position of value, 100% cornerback is a position of value. Moving on, durability. Here's where we have the question marks. Donte Jackson hasn't played over 1,000 snaps in a season. Okay, I'll let that sink in for you. Donte Jackson has not played over 1,000 snaps in a season, okay? Now, he's dealt with some turf toe issues last year, the gout, as Pat Coltrane says, this year he finished the season with a groin injury. So he continues to have these injury issues that he can't finish the season. He cannot finish the season healthy. And again, I go back the first time and last time he played all 16 games was his rookie season. He cannot finish the season, bro. And again, going back to the best ability is availability. You cannot be a high-paid cornerback. We're paying you 15 or 10 to 12 to 14 million dollars a year, and then you're not on the field. Look at Christian McCaffrey. Look how Christian McCaffrey right now is getting destroyed because he has a high-paying contract and is not on the field. Now, Donte Jackson's issues aren't as bad as Christian McCaffrey's, right? He's played more games than Christian, but it all goes back to the same point. Availability is the best ability. If you're not on the field, then what good are you to the Carolina Panthers? Asking price. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because if he hits the open market, I think Donte Jackson could get a contract anywhere from $10 to $14 million. And if that's the case, that is too rich for my blood. Now, if you can get him to about a $6 million contract, then we can talk. 6 to 8 is where I'm at. If he can, if Scott Fitterer can finagle that number, then I'm cool with it. But anything over that amount is too rich for my blood. There is no way I'm paying Donte Jackson $10 million to $16 million or to $14 million per year. That ain't happening. That money that y'all talking about with Hassan Reddick, that's so expensive, I bet y'all want to sign Donte Jackson though, which doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Like Hassan Reddick is a player that has not missed any games. All right, he had COVID this year. That's the first time he ever missed a game. He produces, but y'all don't want to re-sign him. Y'all want to re-sign Donte Jackson, who can't stay healthy, and you're gonna end up wanting to pay him $10 to $12 million. It just doesn't make sense. That does not compute in my brain. I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense. So no, I don't think. I'm not paying him 10. And I know what Scott Fitterer said. I know Scott Fitterer said there's a bucket for Donte Jackson. Well, I hope it's a small bucket. I hope it's a little bucket, because ain't no way we should be paying him no more than $6 to $8 million. If it's in that range, let's talk. And we could have a little bit of leverage there. He's injury prone. He's got some injury issues. So I'm not saying that we can't talk him down, but if he hits the open market, I'm sure Donte Jackson can get paid. But again, those injury issues, maybe we have a little bit of leverage. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm not with paying Donte Jackson more than $10+ million per year. It's not that. I'm not with that at all. Now, is his production replaceable? There is a red X, meaning yes, I think his production is replaceable. Now, you look at what Scott Fitterer has done since or even not even just Scott Fitterer. Look at what Marty Hurney did last year, and that they drafted Troy Pride. Then coming in this year, we drafted Keith Taylor. We ended up trading for C.J. Henderson. We traded for Stephon Gilmore. So to me, it looks like they were looking and preparing to move on from Donte Jackson. And then you hear Scott Fitterer say, "Oh, we got a bucket for him." It just doesn't make sense to me. I think that you could replace Donte Jackson's production. I know he has a nice amount of picks over his career. I think he's had 10 picks, if I'm not mistaken. He had 4 his first season. He had 7, 10. He has 12 picks over his career. All right, 4 the first season. He had 3 in 2019, 3 in 2020, and 2 in 2021. Now, is the production replaceable? I think so, and I think he might have a bit of a. I don't think that he fits the scheme of what Carolina Panthers want to do. I don't think he is a pure man-to-man cornerback. I think his best use is in a zone scheme. I don't think man coverage is his forte. He can get manhandled a little bit. I do think he did a great job when it comes to run support. He does a great. He definitely stepped his game up there. Tackling, he stepped that up. He also stepped up his game when it comes to leadership. I remember going to training camp this year. He was leading the speeches and all that stuff. So I think he did a good job there. But at the end of the day, I do think all of that is replaceable. And I think that you have to look to another guy that you need to re-sign in order to get that. I don't think there's no way you can pay Donte Jackson and Stephon Gilmore. So for that reason, y'all, I'm sorry. You got to let Donte Jackson walk. You got to let him walk. That's just my opinion. I don't think there is a scenario where you're picking you're picking Donte Jackson over Stephon Gilmore. I know Donte Jackson is younger. I understand that. I know Stephon Gilmore is older, but I think Stephon Gilmore offers a lot more in regards to a mentor and presence to J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn is coming back next year. I think C.J. Henderson has a way higher ceiling than Donte Jackson. I think Keith Taylor also has a way higher ceiling than Donte Jackson. Just my opinion. You can shoot the message if you want to. I know those two guys I just said, C.J. Henderson and Keith Taylor, aren't there right now, but they're only in, C.J. Henderson's in year 2, and Keith Taylor was in year 1, and they struggle for sure. They struggle. There is no doubt about that. But I think the ceiling is much higher for those guys. So I think you get those guys out on the field. They're bigger cornerbacks. You look at what Scott Fitterer has done with the Legion of Boom out in Seattle. He wants those bigger cornerbacks, and he has them. And I just think Stephon Gilmore is the guy I'm picking over Donte Jackson if given that opportunity. I think Donte Jackson has great speed, good athleticism, but I just don't think he has. Phil Snow wants to play a man-to-man scheme. I'm not sure if I want to deploy Donte Jackson out there man-to-man. You'll end up pulling him off the field, and he'll become situational. Then you're playing a situational cornerback, and you're paying him, $14, $15 million a year, and I'm not with it. All right? So I think he's limited. So that being said, that is my opinion. That's my opinion on Donte Jackson. I think you have to let him walk. Again, I think the cornerback room should be solidified when you have J.C. Horn coming back healthy. You have a up-and-coming C.J. Henderson he's there still on a rookie deal for 2 more years. You got Keith Taylor, who played well. He's a rookie. He deserves picked in the 5th round. He deserves the right to go out there and take some lumps. So, and also, if you want to be real, you can draft a slot cornerback or another nickel cornerback if you really want to pick one up. So I think that production is replaceable for Donte Jackson, and the injury history is undeniable. The best ability is availability, and we haven't seen it for Donte Jackson since his rookie year. So that being said, I can't roll with it. Let Donte Jackson walk. I know a lot of y'all love him, but I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm out.